So you're running lead generation campaigns on Facebook and you're getting heaps of leads at a very low cost, but none of these leads are translating into sales or new clients. And you're left scratching your head wondering why. Well, let me answer your question. The reason being is lead generation campaigns are notoriously bad. Why? Well, they're bad because of the way they function or the way they operate. So lead generation campaigns try to get you as many leads as possible at the lowest cost. And you're probably thinking, that's fantastic. I want as many leads at the lowest cost as possible. Now the issue is it doesn't distinguish between high quality leads or low quality leads. It just tries to get you as many leads. And this is where the issue comes. So these lead generation campaigns have instant form fills. Now, if you don't know what an instant form fill is, next time you see one of these ads on Facebook or Instagram, click the form and you'll see your information automatically get filled. And all you need to do is press submit and you've submitted your information. Now you're probably thinking, that's fantastic. It's removed all the friction in the process. And, in theory, sounds fantastic. But in reality, friction isn't a bad thing. Let me tell you why. So when you remove the friction, and especially in this native process, right, where you're on Facebook, maybe you're on stories and you're clicking through your stories and you see one of these ads appear, you accidentally click the form. Your information gets filled. You keep on pressing like next to get to the next story, right? And you accidentally have just submitted your information. That can happen. That's the first thing. The second thing that can happen, there's a cohort of people that just love to sign up for shit. Don't know why. They just like free stuff, right? And they just like signing up for stuff. They don't remember they signed up for it, but when they see it, they just sign up for it for the sake of signing up for it. And Facebook knows that. So it shows your ad to this cohort of people as well, because it knows if it does so, it's going to have a high conversion rate because these people just love signing up for shit. Okay, so what happens when your sales team then goes and follows up on your leads? One of two things happen. The first thing is they answer and they have no idea what they just signed up for. And then the next thing that happens is they just don't answer their phone and they've essentially ghosted you because, well, they never wanted to sign up in the first place. Okay, so that's what happens. Now you're probably wondering, well, okay, how do I get good leads? Do not use lead generation campaigns. It's as simple as that. Just avoid them. They're not good. The people who tell you online, hey, you want to get a low cost per lead and you want to get heaps of leads, use this lead generation campaign. All you need to do is, set it up this way, capture their information on this amazing instant form fill that automatically populates their information and you're going to be swimming in leads. And trust me, it's all shit. It doesn't work, right? Because of the things that I just listed. How do you actually get leads? Well, let me run you through the process very quickly because it's simple. The first thing is you want to make sure you're targeting a really, really high intent audience. The best way to do this is by uploading your offline data or your first party data. So if you already have an established customer list of like 100 people, fantastic. Upload that into Facebook, create a lookalike audience. Okay, it's the easiest way of doing it. So now once you've got the audience set up, if you don't have a customer list, just go and try to target high intent interests. That's all you can do. The next thing you want is a good ad. I recommend using video ads. They're the best. They just get higher click-through rates than statics. Okay. Now to give you a benchmark, you want to aim for a click-through rate at a minimum of 1%. Okay. If you have a click-through rate of less than 1%, your ads are shit. You need a click-through rate of higher than 1% at a minimum. In reality, you should be striving to achieve at least a 1.5% click-through rate. If you have a click-through rate of 2% and higher, your ads are great. Okay, your ads are not the issue. That means you are driving traffic to your website, and that's step 3. You need to run a landing page, right? Or you need to direct these people to your website. Okay. Either way, you need to direct them off of Facebook, okay? Ideally to a landing page with a good lead form on it. And you want to ask qualifying questions. Do not just ask for their phone number, for their first name, for the last name, and for the email. Okay, because if you do that, they're not going to remember who you are. All right, they just automatically go into autopilot and they fill out their information. Okay, and you know what? If they've gone through the process, you know, onto your landing page and filled out that stuff, they probably will remember who you are. Right? They're definitely much more qualified than someone who's filled out that instant lead form or filled out that instant lead form, but they're not qualified. And if you're selling a high ticket product or a high ticket service for tens of thousands of dollars, right? You probably need more qualifying questions such as how much are you willing to spend? What's the size of your business, right? Questions like that actually qualify them before you call them up. Because are you going to ask them these questions anyway? Most likely. So you might as well just vet them as much as possible during the lead capturing process. And you don't want to go crazy and ask, you know, hundreds of questions, but ask enough questions so that you know that they're at least halfway qualified before calling them up, and it's not going to waste your time. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Now, you're probably going to have a more expensive cost per lead. You're probably going to have a lower conversion rate, 100%, right? Because you're actually going after qualified leads, not just anyone who's willing to fill out one of those instant lead forms or accidentally fills out one of those instant lead forms. And obviously you're going to have like a $5 cost per lead and you're going to have like a 10% conversion rate, obviously, right? It's all junk. This process, you're probably going to have a lower conversion rate. You're probably going to have a cost per lead of potentially $50 or maybe $100, okay? But I would much rather more expensive cost per leads, less leads, but knowing these leads are actually potentially going to convert or have a high lead to sale rate than having hundreds of leads with a very low lead to sale rate. That's the process. Now, if you don't want to work this stuff out, you can just fill out the Calendly link below and we can organize a free strategy call and I can help you guys do this. I'll see you guys in the next video and yeah.